So hello and welcome to what is the very last Open Public Qualifier of the 2025 UCI Cycling Esports World Championships. It's time to go racing with our men's race, the last men's race. I can't believe time flies when you're having fun, and we've had such great fun with all of our qualifiers. Qualifiers 1, 2, 3, and now qualifier number 4 for the public to have a go to make those semi-finals that are coming up in the 3rd of October. They're going to be online. 150 riders in the men's race, 150 riders in the women's race, and the final spots could come from our riders here today. My name's Matt Payne. I'm going to be putting the words to the action all the way through if you missed it on the previous show. Emma Martin not with us, called up for World Championship duty at the Para World Cycling in Belgium. She is watching those, so she'll be taking notes, I'm sure, and putting those copious notes into good use when we get to our semi-finals and into the finals. It's been brilliant to see the racing on what has been a really good points race course. This is a points race, so points equal top positions. The more points you score, further up those positions you'll be. Can you get a perfect score? It has been done. Michael Vink taking away a perfect score, winning every single point on the way through our checkpoints. So it is possible. Now, Michael Vink on our start list today, but we'll be very interested to see who is going to be there, because this is that last chance. Now, there have been a number of qualifiers. We've seen the Netherlands National Championships, the championships of going out there, those qualifiers going on for multiple nations. And some riders have qualified by right and going to be picked by their nation. Some riders, this is it. This is that last chance. Now is the time. The time for dress rehearsals are over. The time for practice is done. You have to make it count right now, right here on qualifier number 4 of the UCI Cycling Esports World Championships of Public Qualifiers. So, public qualifier number 4, time to go, hit the roads of AlUla for one final time in the public qualifiers. Our riders on our start list today, a real mix of riders now. Bert Kane took away the winning qualifier number 3. Not seen him on our start line. He's got, I'm sure, nothing to prove. He's shown that he's fast. We've got Ryan Duma. I've seen him down on our start line, as well as Jimmy Shea. He's down looking to qualify here today. Daniel Hoyos has hit that start line already. He got in nice and early into those start pens, and good to see Jensei Honda back once again to see if he can qualify along with Jamie Cahill. Watch out for Henrik Oya. He's proved time and time again he's more than capable of springing a surprise on people. Jussi Palaki will be racing, the rider who took a win in the MyWhoosh Championships. Colin Cahill will be looking to see if he can take a win away today, if he makes it to that start line. And don't forget, of course, riders like Neil Ungerer also due to take to the start line today. Simon Walter, another of our regular riders, known winner, and Marcin Trojanowski, definitely not somebody you can discount on this course. It's a punchy course. It's a course packed full of short, sharp accelerations and short, sharp climbs. Let's take a look in detail at the course profile here in AlUla, one of our favourite worlds in MyWhoosh. Now, each checkpoint is worth 40 points for the first rider over the line, 38 points for second, 36 for third, and so on all the way down to 2 points for 20th place. The Alphagar Hills climb checkpoint is the first checkpoint, followed by the Canyon Oasis sprint checkpoint. Then it's the Vessel Rock climb checkpoint, followed by the Face Rock sprint checkpoint. And our final checkpoint, the Finish Gate checkpoint, at the very end of the course, comes over a few little rises that can instigate attacks. So those checkpoints at 6.1 kilometers, 10.2 kilometers, 18.9 kilometers, 21.3 kilometers, and the final checkpoint coming in at 32.4k. Now, there are 378 meters of climbing, and 125 meters of those do come in that Vessel Rock climb, but it does have descents and some slight changes where momentum is really key. Getting that right can launch you off to victory. The riders test themselves first on the Alphagar Hills, the roller coaster sawtooth profile that you can see to the left-hand side of the course, and they finish it with a very similar section on the right-hand side. So you've got to be an all-rounder here, but you've got to be punchy, you've got to be quick, and you've got to be able to explode from the pens. The riders will be getting ready because the start is critical. Now, as with all points races, it is about those total points. So you can be the first across the line at the very finish line, and it will not count in terms of a good point score if you've been nowhere for the rest of them. And with a big bunch of riders down on our start line, looking like 48 riders at the moment, all waiting, raring, ready to go on our final qualifier. It is race start, the final public qualifier of the UCI Cycling Esports World Championships for 2025, powered by MyWhoosh. It's time to see if our riders have the power today. Can they be in the mix? A fast start from Rick Van Erck and Ryan Dummer. No surprises there by Van Erck or Dummer. Very, very fast riders. Eric Rimborg in here, one of the coaches on MyWhoosh, regular supporter of lots of different riders. He was a spectator for a large amount of the MyWhoosh Championship as well. They're cheering riders on from the background. Interesting rider in here who could be the man to beat. That's Say Safrazeli. He is definitely a rider who I've got my eye on today. Got a good start here right up at the front of Affairs Racing. Sami Tuomi in here as well. Nicolas Fournier. Now, he's definitely a rider you've got to watch. But very, very quick on the sprint. Great attacking rider. Very aggressive as well. But on the front, winding up, Christoph Kroll. At the moment, looking to wind the race up from the start. The Polish rider just ahead of his countryman. Are we seeing team tactics from the Polish riders already, with two riders just starting to go up the road from the rest of that group? Trojanowski and Kroll leading this out behind. Then two Canadians, Lajens and Shea right in the mix as well. Safrazeli not going to let them go very far. Ricardo Panizza in here. Now, Ricardo Panizza, definitely a great explosive rider who this course, I think, is really going to suit. Definitely a rider to watch. Right in the Category 1 on a Sunday race club, where, remember, just like here, every single rider is verified. It's not just the top riders or the top 3 or the top 5 or the top category. Every rider on the Sunday race club, every rider in the MyWhoosh Championship, subject to an exhaustive verification process all the way across. And of course, at the World Championships, if the riders make it to the final, you have the addition of those randomly allocated turbo trainers that have been independently verified and checked, just to make sure that they are going to give a level playing field for all of our riders. So two riders up the road, Trojanowski and Kroll being joined here. Panizza on your screen in avatar form on the right-hand side, in human form on the left-hand side. Very quickly making his way on. You can see just sitting down, relaxing. He has brought riders with him. Malore is up here. Big sprint to Jeffrey Malore. Definitely can't be discounted on our first sprint either through the roller coasters. They're on the way in to those Salvacar Hills. And at the moment, this group of riders are starting to spread out. A number of riders already being dropped. And you can see that on the right-hand side, top right-hand side, one or two of the discs that represent riders starting to be left behind the main bunch, but it's still a big bunch. Broad bent in here. Malheur, Shea, Honda, Safrazedi, Hoyos is in here. Berlin is in here. David Weinstein of America, he is in this mix as well. And Drew Rushmer. It's still very quickly changing at the front, though, as these riders continue to push through. So at the moment, good size group. I make that 43 riders. Jamie Cahill just about making the junction. Mike Broadbent from Great Britain, along with Cahill, just being distance on the climb. Broadbent in 44th place, Janade in 45th, Juman in 46th, and Joannis in 47th. Good to see Syed Safrazedi looking very focused here today. Well, you can see the medals, the trophies in the background. He is a prolific race winner, as we've seen him, lucky enough to see him in action, not just on the Sunday Race Club, but away from cycling esports, a regular mountain bike and road rider, stage race rider as well. So a rider who's got a really strong background within cycle sport generally, and a rider who you could definitely not discount. So that group starting to thin down with the pressure that's being put on the front. Christoph Kroll once again on the move here, trying to make it hard, trying to bring these numbers down in that leading group. Difficult to get clear at this stage, though, with so many riders behind strong enough to pull back, particularly if they work in the group. Sometimes, though, it's not the riders who do the work we want to be watching. It's those riders who keep out of the way, who maybe just don't show what they're up to too early, maybe play their cards a little bit closer to the chest and then go when we get to the sprint. The roller coasters, these sawtooth profiles keep on kicking at the moment. We're going to go in up this rise here, then we'll be into the left-hand turn very shortly indeed as they come up to the crest of the rise. Going to drop down left, say Safrazadi on the front with Ericsson, Thiem, Hoyos, Berlin, Polaria, along with Karlstrom as well. Hoyos in the mix here, Zhang also in here. 5 minutes of racing done, not yet at that checkpoint. If you take a look at the radar view, top right-hand side, we've got to go through these S-bends. We go over the river, then we take the left-hand turn. We've got to go round, and it's got to go into a sweeping right before we get a sight of the archway that indicates the first of our checkpoints. But it is absolutely flat out at the moment as Safrazadi goes on the front at 7.5 watts per kilo. It's my turn to rip this up. You've had a play. Now I'm coming out. I'm going to have a go. He stamps down on those pedals over the top, drives the momentum on, eases off. He's looking to see what reaction he's going to get from behind. At the moment, Kroll, really the first of the big guns to respond to that. They're going to come back onto his heels on this climb. 3.5% top right-hand side, the gradient with the up or arrow showing that we are climbing on there. The course profile, the red line, which moves from right to left, the rider's indication of position, the yellow vertical line. We don't show high elevation over the water, so we don't show above river level on there. It would be just a little bit too much, even for cycling esports, where information is absolutely key to what our riders are doing and how they are out and racing. It's what makes cycling esports unique. Every discipline would love to have all these stats on all these riders all the time. They don't. That's what you can get here on Cycling Esports, on MyWhoosh, the data of all these riders, all who have been verified. And it's what the riders use to watch each other as well, to check, to see what is going on, who's starting to put the pressure on, who's looking comfortably, where their heart rate is. They'll know their key competitors' heart rate. They'll know what limit they can push them to before they start to snap, before they start to break. Trojanowski on the front now. We're starting to see a little bit of a wind up. We rise up here, round to the left, and then it's a long run for the gantry. You'll see the MyWhoosh banner first, and immediately behind it, it's only a few hundred meters, but key meters behind, you'll see the archways. Daniel Hoyos goes at 9 watts per kilo. So big kick coming from Hoyos at the moment, the Colombian on the charge. He's got a gap of a second behind him. No surprises to see Christoph Kroll starting to make a move across. I think Cesar Fredette is likely to bring the bunch and Panizza with him at the moment. Hoyos has gone hard. He's gone early. Now the sprint starts to wind up behind, and Ospina comes at 14 watts per kilo, charging through. He's going to go steaming through. Will he get it all the way to the front? Look at this, Ospina. Big kick. 14.5 watts per kilo takes him right up into the front. He's going to hold the momentum. Hoyos is coming behind, but he won't be able to get him back this time round. It's going to be Ospina who takes the honours in the very first checkpoint sprint of the day. Nice timing, monstrous kick coming out from Hoyos, very, very fast, and that was absolutely key as he went steaming through. So Ospina taking maximum points, as you can see in the overall standings, and without stating the obvious, with one checkpoint, the overall standings are the same as the positions on that sprint. Those are the 20 riders who scored the points. 40 points for Ospina, 38 for Tatu Koivunen in there. A rider who we hadn't seen much of until we came into that sprint. Then Van Erck, Trojanowski, Oya, Alvarado, Corrales, Miller, Cahill, and Panizza rounding out the top 10. Our last point scorer was Daniel Hoyos as they came in and over the line there. The times of those riders coming in and through very, very close together. And at the moment, this group still reasonably together. There's not too many gaps further back. And by my reckoning, I think our chasers, who are just off the back of the group, Andrew Rushmer at the moment having to work hard to get into contention. He's just off the back of the group in 36th place. Neil Ungerer chasing hard in 35th. And Eric Rimborg, interestingly, also just distance at the moment. He's 34th. Jussi Palaka holding the back of the group with Amon Polier. So I think 33 riders in this leading group, headed by Marcin Trojanowski, with Kroll and Safrazadi in close attendance. The big point scorers, though, up at the front as they came through that sprint. And that really, really critical in terms of making sure you get that marker down. Now, that was a roller coaster sprint. We have our next fast sprint. It's a flat sprint. There's relatively little to disturb a big sprinter. You can use that draft. You can use the momentum on the way in. And that next sprint, that comes at 10.2 kilometers. So not all that far away. If you put in a big effort to get that recovery done, it is the opportunity now to maybe just take a little bit of a breakaway up the road. And that's what we're seeing now. Trojanowski and Kroll looking to work together. They are really trying to keep the pace hard here today. I think it's a very deliberate tactic from the two Polish riders. They want to make everybody work. They do not want to leave this down to any kind of a bunch sprint and maybe put the pressure on the big climbers before we get into that climb. So a little look across from Geoffrey Miller there, the French rider in action already. Big sprinter Miller, got a great sprint on him. He's a good climber, he's a good all-rounder, a true ruler, as the saying goes, and definitely going to be a one. He's going to hope that the legs say all the way to the finish. It's not a day to have a chasse patate or a broken leg day. You want a great leg day today. It wants to be one of those days when you're absolutely flying on air and you are going to really be the man with the hammer. But look, could be that man today. He's definitely got the kick. He's got the climbing ability, but will he make it count today? It'd be a very interesting rider when we go into those semi-finals for the French team, along with his countryman, Nicolas Fournier. Fournier, another rider who could well prove to be very difficult to contain. And when we go into those semi-finals, we do need to be thinking about, when we move forward, team tactics from the various nations, because they will know that they're not necessarily going to qualify all of their riders. So they're going to be looking to see what those riders can do, because for a nation to take away that cycling esports jersey is going to be really key. Germany had that with Jason Osborne, making it 2 championship wins for him. The German take the win in the men's competition. New Zealand scoring and taking away the win in the finals in 2024 with Kate McCarthy in the women's competition. Both have proved that they're very, very strong, punchy riders with a big kick, but nations can work together. No help needed over Christoph Kroll. Marcin Trojanowski is not going to go after his countryman here, because Kroll's gone for a long one at the moment. They're just coming through these little rises as they come in through the caverns here. The steam rising up to the side of the riders. The roads are rising up in front of them, and Kroll has chosen the moment to go. He's continuing at just over 9 watts per kilo. A quick reminder, if you're used to the power numbers, maybe of the top flight pros, they have to contend with the environment around them, whether that is cars, sheep, or anything else that might get in the way. Cuddly toys, the technical nature of the road, keeping the grip in the rain. None of that needs worry our riders. All they need to focus on is producing power, watts, speed, and doing it at the right time and deploying the right tactics. Kroll's gone long. Now Miller's coming. So is Polier, along with Fournier, along with Alvarado. Trojanowski's trying to come. So is Weinstein. Kroll's going to lead them through underneath the banner. He holds on to take that. He goes through ahead of the chasers behind. They came into that sprint, closing down Christoph Kroll. Then it was Nicolas Fournier who took second from David Weinstein. In third place, the rider from the United States of America, scoring the 36 points behind the 38 of Fournier and the 40 of Kroll. Behind them, Milor scoring 34. Poliera coming through for Germany. He's taken 32 points. Sanchez coming through, and Alvarado, the two South Americans coming in through strongly ahead of Trojanowski, Ospina, and Van Aert rounding out the top 10. When those points are added in to the totals, you can see at the moment, it is incredibly tight in those top 10. 50 points for Henrik Oyer in 10th place, 64 for Espina in first. Plenty of riders tied. 3 riders tied on 58 points. 2 riders tied on 60. 2 riders tied on 56. Very, very close indeed. In fact, Weinstein with that big sprint there, taking 3rd place. That's pushed him up into 11th place. He's just knocking on the door of the top 10. Simon Walter, Jamie Cahill, just 13th and 14th place behind. They are tied on 40 points apiece. And Carlos Ramirez and Daniel Mundell both tied on 12 points. So at the moment, 2 sprints done, 2 big kicks in. The next checkpoint, though, it's at the top of the climb. The climb is going to be critical for these riders as they take this left-hand turn. Climb kicks off at 13.9 kilometers. So at the moment, we've got a little bit of recovery time if the riders let each other take that. The attacks and the moves at the moment have separated a number of riders off the back of the group. It does mean that the group itself now is 30 riders strong, chasing behind and may just make contact to Jeremy Shea of Canada, just trying to get onto the back of this group. You can just see him behind, just distance. It's only a matter of a few meters, but the sprints, the accelerations have done the damage. He's at 4 watts per kilo. He's got to just put a big kick, get into the draft. He's not in it at the moment. He's really working hard at the moment. You can just see 31st position there. Jeremy at the moment, 360 watts, 5 watts per kilo, but the numbers are in white. The watts, the power number at the moment has not turned green. That's what he needs. He needs to get into the draft. If you are distance, it's so hard to get back on again. And as they go on to this little rise very shortly, I think that could be danger time again for Shea. He's got to get in. He's got to put the push down. It's worth a sprint to get in to the draft and to get the numbers in green. Come on, Jeremy. This is a last push. Get into the draft. Get those numbers into green. You get the green watts numbers, you've got a chance of staying with that group. He's hovering 5 meters. It's 3 bike lengths, but this is not going to help. A move off the front as he starts to make contact. This could be the final nail that takes him out of the back. The move has gone on the front though, and it looks like Lachance has gone. Well, it's the countryman doing the damage to Shea here. So as Jeremy Shea, the Canadian, goes on the back, Jean-Michel Lachance goes off the front for Canada. Well, that's an interesting move. Is that all about making a move to get yourself into selection and maybe put a countryman out of the running here? Because Lachance has put the attack in behind. It has left the group, and at the moment it looks like Lachance is going to get some running room onto the climb. Just going to take a little bit of a look. Shea have been distanced now. His gap now 17 seconds, and I think going to be waiting for Kapu and Rimbo, potentially Rushmer and Ungra, along with Daniel Thiem, who are making their way up the course. The leading group, though, at the moment, in terms of a group, well, you see Mark Santo at the moment in the middle of this group. They are at the moment behind Lachance by 4 seconds. The front of the group in the wind, the riders behind in the draft at the moment. Santo looking pretty cool and composed. They take this right-hand turn here, and we're about to start to kick our way onto the climb. 13.4 kilometers under Santos's wheels at the moment. They're the virtual ones rather than the ones on the smart trainer. That's the beast mode rider is at the moment just working to make sure he stays in position in this group. So let's jump in with Simon Walter at the moment. Walter looking to see whether he can score points a little bit later on. He did score points in the earlier sprints, but definitely an all-round climb. You can see him in action on the screens now. Walter is a proven winner. We know he's a rider who is likely to score points when it goes uphill, when it's a rolling course. He's suited to these medium climbs. We see him go well on courses like the Belgian Sunday Race Club courses, like some of the Australian races. We often see him go well on courses here in AlUla. So will it be the day for Simon Walter at the moment from Germany, out of the saddle here on the screen in person on the left-hand side? You can see the fans blowing that German jersey there, the national jersey with the stripes on the black, the red, and the gold stripe down the centre. Meanwhile, on the front, Panizza's winding it up. He's gone again. Well, interesting to see another move as they've gone on to this climb. Riccardo Panizza, Christoph Kroll following him at the moment. The gap between the two is only a second on the screen. It's only about 15 metres or so. Equidistant behind those. Zhang is bringing the bunch back up again. Currently, though, it looks like Panizza starting to commit to this move here up in zone 4. You can see that top right-hand side of the little bar that has his name on it. It is going into the orange when he goes into zone 4. It goes into the deeper orange, then into the full-on red when he goes into zones 5 and 6. Kroll at the moment just measuring his pace here. And one of the things that the riders are bearing in mind is that how much energy, how much risk are you prepared to take? How much energy are you prepared to expend for 2 points? Because that's the difference between being first across the line and being the best of the rest when you reach the checkpoint. If you can explode out the bunch and really put in a fantastic sprint, probably not putting the chasing on the climb. It may be worth waiting till a little bit later on. Let somebody else do the chasing. One man who we've seen regularly on our screens over the last few weeks, Carlos Ramirez of Colombia in action. You can see proudly wearing that Colombian national jersey there. It's familiar colours to anybody who's watched a multitude of UCI disciplines. See some great Colombian action in the BMX and in the mountain bike as well. Had the pleasure of putting words to that at World Championships before now. And the Colombian squad do an amazing job, really well supported. And of course, strong climbing history on the road as well, and great in cycling esports as well. Big representation on the Sunday Race Club and right the way across cycling esports. So Ramirez at the moment very smoothly making his way in along here. The fan beside him there, not the phone beside him for communication, and of course on the big screen. But they're all chasing this man, Riccardo Panizza. Panizza deciding, well, if nobody's going to come with me, maybe it's time I go and do this on my own. Can he go clear and ride through to the finish? Well, he can. Will he? That's a much bigger question. The rider from Italy, one of our strong Category 1 riders in the racing, a Rio Paralympian. It was at the Paralympics in 2016 in Rio as the pilot of a tandem. Something he has in common with Marvin Angarita Reyes, one of our regular riders on the Sunday Race Club, a rider who at the moment isn't riding the qualifiers because he's racing over at the Paralympics over in Belgium at the moment. So riders who regularly race and train here on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club, out representing their nation, out piloting tandems and racing for their nation as well. In fact, a bronze medalist in the individual time trial as well. So fantastic in the time trial, in the tandem time trial. Is Panizza, definitely one of our strongest riders. Over 100 participation on Sunday Race Club, 103 in total. Panizza, a man with a number of top fives to his name in what is an incredibly tough racing environment. He's clear at the moment. The chase coming up from Safrazadi, zone 6 for Safrazadi and Kroll. The two riders together. Ramirez leading the charge of the bunch behind. The bunch starting to get strung out though, and this is what is doing the damage. The move by Panizza being answered now by Christoph Kroll and Safrazadi. Safrazadi at the moment sitting not all that far behind our race leader. It is only a matter of 8 seconds at the moment, hovering between 8 and 9 seconds. Safrazadi, Kroll and Ramirez leading the charge. Then Van Urk, Miller, Mundell, Santos in the mix as well. And that focus from Safrazadi very much still there on his face as we see him come alongside Kroll. Safrazadi and Ramirez together. They're the three closest chasers. Gap just starting to open behind them here. They could break clear. If these three work hard, they have got the power and the pedigree, I think, to make a break clear of Van Urk and co. They're going to have to work, though, and they have the chance to close down on Panizza. He's not that far away. He's got that gap down to 5 seconds now. behind the bunch is also looking at coming, and they won't want to drag the bunch up there into this little descent. Then we're on to the final rise, to the checkpoint number 3, the Vessel Rock Climb checkpoint at 18.9k. It's basically at the top of the next climbing section. There's no more descent once they come down this dip and onto the rise. Before we get to that checkpoint, it's all uphill from here. Will they be able to add to their scores? Ospina having maximum scores. Trojanoski taking the second place at the moment with Miller. Miller is in the chasing group behind in here, and that is very telling. Just taking a little bit of a run through to see who else is in here. Trojanoski is definitely in here. Ospina is also in the group too. So all the big hitters up in this chase group, the chasing bunch at the moment, as they come up here. They've pulled back Panitsa. Koistonen has gone on the front here. Really interesting move here, because Koistonen was right in the mix at number 2. He comes round the bend. He's literally able to see in front of him the checkpoint, but he's got some twists and turns to make first. He climbs his way onto the wooden bridge. This bears round to his left. All right. He's then going to come around the right-hand turn, and it kicks again as you come into the checkpoint. Koistonen putting in a blinding move there. He's got 5 seconds. So as the couch was made to Panitsa, everybody looked at each other. Other than Tattoo Koistonen, his eyes were firmly fixed on one thing and one thing only: get down the road, get a gap, and get the distance. 7 seconds now, and Oya's now on the move. He's a smart rider. He comes to the fore in the late stages. He's going to come up here, but Koistonen's going to take maximum points. It'll be 40 points to Koistonen. This will do his totals, the power of good, as he goes over the top. So Koistonen goes through. That is going to help his point score. No, Ed, Alvarado, Hoyos, Honda, Espina, Santo, Ramirez, Walter, all scoring big points at the front there of the Vessel Rock climb. It was Koistonen who took maximum points from Alvarado, Oya, Hoyos, Espina, Honda, Walter, Santo, Ramirez, Miller, Berlin, Mundell, Safrazadi, Patterson, Weinstein, Cahill, Zhang, Trojanowski, Van Veligum, and Kroll. Christoph Kroll, for all that work, only scoring 2 points at the top of that climb, and that means he's dropped down. He's into 9th place overall. Alvarado now climbing to the top. Adrian Alvarado, the rider who's second in line on the road at the moment, is top of those point standings overall. And that is most definitely changing how this is going to play out, I think, because with this big group still together here, we're going to drop down and we have another sprint coming very quickly. Another move on the front now. Safrazadi decides into the descent. He knows exactly what he's doing here. Sprint in to this descent, build the momentum, build the drive down here, pick up that speed, pick up that pace. 55k an hour already at the moment. Ramirez is starting to come as well, but the leading group now, it has been thinned down. There are people scattered on the hillside on the ascent, and at the moment, the group behind, 1 or 2 riders just thinking about seeing about coming across. They know the danger of letting go. Said Safrazadi. At the moment, though, this group, well, it certainly looks to me like it's going to be about 80, 90 riders strong at the moment. Christoph Kroll, interestingly, has lost ground after being right in the mix early on. He has been distanced. He's 16 seconds behind the 19 rider strong group, and that is very surprising as we come around this right-hand bend. We're going to hit the 20k marker as they come round this turn. Our next checkpoint, well, it's going to come at 21.3k, so just over 1 kilometre to go to the checkpoint. Safrazadi has got a slight gap to Ramirez, but Ramirez is seeing the rest of the riders come up. Now Tattoo Koistonen, he's on the move again. Is he going to go for a long one? He's going to drive straight past Safrazadi, I think, here. So Tattoo Koistonen goes past at 6.5 watts per kilo, and now Walter's coming up alongside. Walter's going to move up through here, so is Berlin, as they make a move down here. Koistonen with a long run for the line, and once again, this is a big move. He's got a long way to go. Surely he's not going to hold it. They're going to come back together again. He's going to have to reset, reboot, and re-sprint off as they come around this tight right-hand turn. It will open up The clock ticking down to that checkpoint, 21.3k. They're back looking at each other. Who's going to go? Who has got the nerve to go early? Who can wait? Who's confident in their kick? Who's got that sprint? Will it be one of our really super strong sprinters? Will it be somebody going for a long one here today? Will we see an attack over the top, a counter attack maybe once the sprint has gone in? But when we get through here, this will be the top of the sprint. It will only leave us the last points on the day. Hoyos goes now. Hoyos has sprinted off, and at the moment the response is not coming. Nobody's lifted the pace up behind. Now Alvarado starts to pick up the pace. The points leader overall starts to put in a move. Trojanowski goes over the top of him. The two riders are in double digits, but at the moment Hoyos has got the gap. Hoyos is going to come round this turn. He's going to see the line. They're coming for him. Are they going to come quick enough? The answer is going to be no. Daniel Hoyos will score maximum points. Great move as he went clear there. Not enough firepower behind to bring him back. Not enough not enough in terms of quick reactions there. And that did the damage even as they came through that face rock sprint checkpoint. Hoyos from Ospina, from Alvarado, Weinstein, Oya, Koistinen, Miller, Patterson, Walter and Berlin rounding out the top 10 point scorers on that occasion. And you can see what it's done to the point score overall. Left-hand side of your screen. Kroll, who's been dropping out of the top 10 now. Cahill in the top 10 in 10th place, 6 points ahead of Kroll. Above him, though, a lead very tenuous between Ospina and Alvarado. Alvarado was leading prior to that sprint. Ospina has now moved above him. Koistinen in third place, Hoyer in fourth place overall. Very interesting moves being made. 3 riders at the moment being distanced from the leading group here as well. And this is a dangerous moment to be distanced because we have got 2 kickers up to the very top of the plateau. The first one, as you get to the top, it goes over the top and it drops down onto a slight flat very quickly. If you don't get the pace right over the top of this one, you could find yourself distanced. And if you do get on the slight descent after, you've got an even bigger climb to follow. Now, in with Tatu Koistinen here at the moment, that heart rate 163 as he pushes good 90 revs here on the way through here. This is your leading group at the moment, and dangerously for David Weinstein. He's being dropped by the group. He's currently 2 seconds behind the main group. There are a number of riders in trouble, including Simon Walter, who's been dropped off the main group as well. So is Daniel Hoyos, and Hunsang also doing the same. Walter just holding on to the heels of the riders. Coinston is up there, though, and Coinston at the moment, 13th position. He's not right on the front, but he's in the group. As the pressure is applied, they've got to go over the top of this rise. It drops a little bit. And then we've got the second part of the upper plateau climb to come. This is going to be telling. Koistinen out of the saddle. The gap starting to open behind. So Zhang Han Yu is currently a rider just been dropped. He's in 15th position. He can still score some good points. He's got 8 seconds on David Weinstein. Weinstein has 3 on Ramirez. Ramirez has 3 on Cahill, who's got 7 on Trojanowski. Kroll a further 18 seconds back. Riders inside the top 20 being distanced, and in fact riders inside the top 15th place currently being dropped from this leading group, and the pressure is well and truly on. Another move off the front, though, once again. Saeed Safrazadi looking to open up the gap here. Safrazadi working well all the way through here, but at the moment not scoring the biggest of points in each of these sprints. It really is very different to a stage race or one of our bigger, longer Sunday Race Club events on MyWhoosh, where you see riders able to keep on pushing for longer. At the moment, what we're seeing from our riders, it's about having the punch, the explosion, and the timing and getting that right. And that's going to be very telling when we go to our semi-finals, because when we come to the semi-finals, every point, every place is going to count. At the moment, it's looking to get into those top 150 riders who will make it into the semi-finals. Once you get to the semi-finals, you've then got to make the top 20 to make that trip to Abu Dhabi, the amazing home for the World Championships. Will Marcin Czerniawski be the rider who's going? Will he be able to represent Poland there? We will have to see. He's ridden. He's always ridden strongly. It's great to see him on our screens. You can see at the moment working really hard to make his way up in and score as many points as he can. He's not totally out of the points at the moment in the point scores, but at the moment Czerniawski has got work to do, currently in 19th position, so he is in a position he can score points. He's currently 14 seconds ahead of Kroll and 5 seconds down on Weinstein, who's in front of him, so he's got some work to do. But in front you've got Ramirez, you've got Weinstein in front. They are catchable. They can be closed down. I think we're also going to see Zhang Han-Jung in there. Yes, we have. And Jamie Cahill as well. So there's quite a few riders. So if Czerniawski can get himself up there, he's going to be fighting for a top 15, 16 place there. Bigger point scores. Every point will count when it comes to qualifying for those semi-finals. As we move on to what is the final rise on top of the Vessel Rock Hills here in the mountains, in this rocky outcrops that characterise the region here. Jeffrey Malheur, the rider that we are in with on the climb at the moment. They've got a gap to all of the chasers. It's currently 17 seconds to the nearest chasing group from the leaders on the road. Walter nicely in that pack. Coyston is right in there, but at the moment they're all left chasing Safrazadi. He should be able to break clear. Can he hold them off on that descent? Difficult job, but I'm sure would love to solo to take that last point score. He'll be getting a great workout either way round here. In the moment, Safrazadi over the top of the rise. It's going to level off. There's no checkpoint on the top here. It's a long way down. Remember, we've got to get to 32.4 kilometres. But it's doable if he can keep on pushing. Can he hold off the pack behind? Malheur, Hoyos, Patterson and co. in with Jeffrey Malheur. That's a race face on Jeffrey Malheur at the moment. He's got the bit between his teeth. I think this is a good day for the Frenchman at the moment. He's in that pack. He's in the group here. This is a group at the moment that are fighting it out for second place down to what is going to be basically going to be a 12th place position. Gustav Berlin and Henrik Oyer have both been distanced on that last climb, 13th and 14th place respectively for the two Swedish riders. Gustav Berlin in 13th place, Henrik Oyer in 14th place, and Malheur now in that leading pack, looking for qualification to those semi-finals, looking to make his way for France into the finals, the semi-finals on the 3rd of October, the finals on the 15th of November. Will he make it? Will he score enough points? Now, interesting move. Yunsei Honda moves to the front here. The rider from Japan, relatively quiet, just picking up points all the way through. But at the moment, in that leading group, poised to score more points. Doesn't want to let that gap go too big, 14 seconds. Will we see a split over the top here? You've got to be right at the front of the group. And I think that was a good move by Van Velligem, by Hoyos, by Honda. As they've gone over the top there, they really have pushed. And it's just opened a little bit of a gap, putting the riders behind under pressure here. Dangerous times as these gaps potentially open up. A little bit of a gap behind the riders you see on your screen. It's only a second or so, but the group behind are not wanting to push too hard at the moment. Daniel Mundell just holding the back of the main group with Santo, with Ospina, with Alvarado in there, Coyston in there, Patterson as well, Hoyos in that group. Can they come back to the leader, Said Safrazadi? That gap is growing. 14 seconds, 15 seconds, now 16 seconds starting to open up between our leader, Said Safrazadi, Daniel Hoyos, Van Velligem, Malheur and co chasing, but not chasing hard enough at the moment. They're matching the watts per kilo, but they're not organised. This is where you've got to get it together. You've got to get yourself into position. They are not aided by the fact that there is a multitude of nations in there at the moment. Now, going across to the Welshman, it is Ryan Duba here. Ryan riding with the Welsh Dragon on there. If he makes it to our semi-finals, he'll be representing Great Britain because it goes under UCI nations. Once you reach that stage, and around there with the proud Welshman, the monochromatic backdrop with the not matched by that red dragon of Wales over the white and green there. It's fantastic flag and a great place to climb mountains. I've crawled up plenty of hills over the Welsh mountains on my bike for many, many years, a lot of them when I was much younger. And I have to say, incredible place to go riding, a great place to visit. Some of the best mountain bike parks, and Bike Park Wales, of course, legendary venue to go ride, but there's lots of great venues there as well. A real breeding ground of champions as well. Riders like Geraint Thomas, who's out on the Tour of Spain and the Vuelta at the moment. Now, at the front, another rider who's not afraid of going on a big tour. Say Safrazadi rode the MyWhoosh Championship, that stage race that we had not all that long ago here on MyWhoosh. You can watch it back. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's really easy to do so. Go on to www.youtube.com. Go to MyWhoosh. If you're watching anything else, subscribe on there. Don't forget, of course, on Sunday race clubs when we are multi-handed in the commentary box, then we always like to check the live feed and try and keep up with the comments on there. Not possible when we're on the UCI feed. We have to focus on the racing all the way through because it's just so fast, so furious, and it's so short. 32.4k total distance, approaching 30k. Sayed Safrazadi, he's got the gap. The rest of the group aren't bringing him back. They've gone, well, you're going to get 2 more points than we are if we come in second place. Not prepared to invest as much as we need to pull him back at the moment. Sayed Safrazadi soloing to take away the final sprint here today. It doesn't mean he'll win the race, though, because remember, it is about the points that count. It's the biggest point scorers. That is the critical thing. And that's what the riders need to be thinking about now. Where am I on that overall point standings? On the overall, am I in joint position with somebody? Can I move up very easy? Our biggest point scorers up on the screen. 2 points separated Espina from Alvarado. 10 points from Alvarado to Koivunen. 4 points from Koivunen to Oya. And remember, this is a big group of riders still chasing. So remember, this chasing group, if each rider is separated by 2 points, and there are 11 riders in there, that is a 22-point gap difference from being the first in this group to the line and the last in this group to the line. 22 points, that is the difference between 5th and top spot. 5th place rider could score and get themselves up with 22 points difference between those riders in those positions in the chasing group behind this man. Sayed Safrazadi out of the saddle once again in avatar form. Continues to push 365 watts. Really was looking forward to seeing Sayed Safrazadi having a great crack at the qualification races because he's such a talented rider and he's proved it once again. He didn't score big in those early points, but he's going to score maximum points here today. He'll add those to his points total. But the rider here showing once he goes clear, he's a hard man to stop the gap now. You ready for this? 30 seconds. 30 seconds gap back. He would have loved to break away earlier. I'm sure I'm up a few more checkpoints on the way through, but he's on to the risers that take him through to the line. He's got the first one done and dusted over the first ride into the dip. Next rise isn't as big. You then drop down and then it's a bigger kick over the final of the 3 rises. And then it is all about the run for the line behind him. We're starting to see movement, starting to see action. Koivunen just kicking at 7 watts per kilo on the first of those climbs. So was Patterson there. They are starting to work their way in. The chasing group in the dip between rise number 1 and 2. And it looks to me like Hoyos is on the move here. So Daniel Hoyos at the moment leading the group. He's got a second back to the riders behind him. Honda, Koivunen, and Espina all trying to push Hoyos at 7.5 watts per kilo. But he's not dropping the group behind. They are starting to make inroads into that 30 seconds, but it will be too little too late to close down our leader on the road. Not the leader of the points, which is the overall position decider at the moment. Currently, Ospina leading that by 2 points. Hoyos on the move, trying to break clear here, trying to get the next set of points into zone 6, kicks up on to the final rise at the moment as our leader on the road, say Safazadi, starting to make his way around the final turns here. He's got a couple more turns to do, and then he's going to be in sight of that finishing line. It comes very quickly as they come round. Left-hand turn, then he's into the right, and then he'll be running for the line. Currently, our race leader at 31.9 kilometers covered. He's got 500 meters to go. He broke clear. He will take maximum points on our final checkpoint. He could coast to the line, but that is not Said Safazadi's style at all. He's still pushing 5 watts per kilo here, over 300 watts. He knows he's done enough. Behind him, you can see Mundell, Hoyos, Walter, in there. Mundell and Hoyos have gone clear. They've got a gap on the rest of the riders here. So they're going to come into the line behind, say, Safazadi. Safazadi comes around the left-hand turn. He'll take the points at the final checkpoint. The finishing line comes towards him. The UCI banner comes up over the top of Saeed Safazadi, 40 points. He gets across the line. He punches the air. Behind then, Daniel Mundell has broken clear. He's got the gap. Hoyos is coming at him, but Mundell's going to take second place. That'll be 38 points for Mundell. Behind him then, Hoyos, Alvarado, Patterson goes through with Ospina, with Koistinen and Milor. The points on this final checkpoint will be critical for the overall. Safazadi getting 40 points, Mundell 38, Hoyos 36, Alvarado 34, Patterson 32, Ospina 30, Koistinen 28, Milor 26, Walter 24, Santo 22, Honda 20, and Van Vellegem 18 points. The first 12 riders in and over the line. Our next rider in is going to be Gustav Berlin. He's going to come through immediately behind. He's going to take 13th place. So Berlin comes through 13th place. That means he will take 16 points away today. You add those points in, you can see that at the end of that, overturning in the final sprint, the points differential, Adrian Alvarado takes the race win. His race time, 45 minutes and 7 seconds, but most importantly, 166 points. Fantastic job done by Alvarado, who comes in through the finisher. Spina coming in second place. Koistinen comes in and through. Saeed Safazadi getting into the top 20, 16th position, 60 points scored, 20 in the preceding 4 checkpoints. On the way through the final checkpoint, and in him 40 points, and that pushes him inside the top 20, just behind Christoph Kroll. Kroll are still to come into the finishing line at the moment. So those riders making the way in. So well done. Congratulations to Adrian Alvarado, to Carl Suspin and Tatu Koistinen. Your top 3 here today. Our Open Public Qualifiers are done and dusted for 2025. The Cycling Esports World Championship road continues onwards. Today's public qualifiers have not disappointed yet again. Some fantastic racing in the racing. It was great to see those riders putting in the tactics. A breakaway very, very late for Saeed Safazadi. Not enough to take away top spot. You can see, first of all, our top 10 riders just over there. So Alvarado taking top spot, 166 points, 164 immediately behind him. Then that is Carl Suspin. Tatu Koistinen taking away 150 points. Below 4th place here today. A good result for him. Very interesting, the different nations we see up on there. Only 2 nations putting 2 riders, one nation put 2 riders inside the top 10. So really interesting to see a real mix of riders in that top 10 there today. The big point scorers, though, Alvarado, Ospina there with Koistinen battling all the way in and through. Congratulations to Saeed Safazadi taking that final sprint and getting himself inside the top 20. Now, from here, the journey moves forward. 150 riders will make their way to those semi-finals on the 3rd of October. They will be a mix of nation selections, They will be decided by the governing bodies who've been allocated fixed numbers of places. From all the rest of the places that are left in all those unfilled spots will come the rest of the riders who have qualified through the public qualification. Now, that process and the riders who have qualified should be announced during September. So keep your eyes on the social media at MyWhoosh on Instagram and on Facebook for that. And of course, www.uci.org for the UCI website and any updates on there as well. Don't forget, you can be notified when we go live with those semi-finals in October, on the 3rd of October, by subscribing to the YouTube channel or to the Twitch TV. Don't forget, of course, that you'll also get notified when we go live with the Sunday Race Club and with all the rest of the races broadcast by MyWhoosh. Lots of great racing on MyWhoosh, not just, of course, the premium events, but racing right from grassroots up, team time trials, as well as sprint races, some points races. There's great elimination races. But, of course, we're all looking forward to see who makes it into those semi-finals in October, where then those riders who've made it will have to qualify in the top 20 to move forward to be on that stage in Abu Dhabi on the 15th of November, our finals for 2025. The midway point, realistically, when we go through the current tenure of MyWhoosh as the UCI's partner, the UCI partner for cycling esports is MyWhoosh for 2024, 2025 and 2026. Really looking forward to seeing those finals and what we have in store for you. I hope you will join me, Matt Payne. You can follow me at Matt Fixer Payne. You can catch up with me putting words to the action each and every Sunday on the MyWhoosh Sunday Race Club. You can catch me as well. And lots of the UCI events as well, covering the governing body's top level of cycle sport across a multitude of disciplines. I'll be joined by Emma Martin, who's not here with me today. Apologies, Emma, on World Championship duty. You can follow her at biking_Emma. And don't forget, of course, make sure you follow MyWhoosh at MyWhoosh. It's really simple. Even I can remember that at the end of 4 frantic qualifiers, the MyWhoosh Championships, and a bonus August, and we're going to wrap up August on MyWhoosh with the Sunday Race Club finals. That's coming to you on Sunday. Make sure you watch, ride, jump on board, come and watch some of the best racing, some big prizes, every rider verified, and the team competition. My favourite part is going to be happening on Sunday, so join me and all of the team there. A big thank you to the team behind the scenes for putting the show, and of course, all of the racing together at MyWhoosh. Big thank you to you for watching, our riders for keeping us entertained. But from me, Matt Payne, stay safe. Hopefully I'll see you on Sunday for the Sunday Race Club. Goodbye.